Those who give inherit the earth. This was said by Andrew Carnegie. We have one such person with us tonight in our studios. We have Rashi Anand of the Laksham Foundation. Welcome, Rashi.
Thank you so much.
Rashi, you founded a very unique school in Sindhi Basti in Vasant Kunj. It's very eco-friendly also, and it is zero maintenance sort of a structure. Tell us about it.
So basically, we started working in Sindhi Basti almost 2 years back, and that's one of the slum areas where people who are staying there are involved in begging and toys selling on the traffic signals. And that community has been staying there since last 35 years, and there was no piece of land where we could actually start working. What we got was just a rough patch, and building there was a tough task. We finally first bought a waterproof tent from Sadar Bazaar, and we sustained ourselves for 6-7 months out of that waterproof tent, and then the rats came in and then the tents were gone. Then we built up a bamboo room, and again the rains came in and the room was washed away. So next option was to do a pakka construction, but being an illegal settlement, it was not allowed. So then we contacted Gili Mitti Foundation, and that foundation works around sustainable living. So
where is this Gili Mitti Foundation?
This is in Pangot village in Nainital. Okay. So the founder is Shagun Singh, and she has been supporting us as one of the other programs also. So then she came up with the idea that we can make up a room out of mud, and that mud was dug out from the same place, same basti. And because it is made out of mud and cement bags, which we usually bought it from a kabadi ki dukan, and we filled up the mud, and then the whole structure was done by Gili Mitti Foundation.
Mm-hmm. How did you meet Shagun Singh?
She was earlier a marketing head, and then out of passion she left everything, and now she is staying in Pangot village. It's a village almost 3 hours away from Nainital in a raw village, and she's building different kind of construction places for the homestays to develop that whole village. Mm-hmm. So she's one amazing individual person I've come across.
And she contacted you and this school came up?
Yes.
How did Laksham come about? What was the basic purpose behind Laksham?
I'm basically born and brought up in Ranchi, and I came down to Delhi for my graduation. So I think that was my first metro encounter, and in Delhi, every traffic signal I used to stop in a rickshaw or an auto. So there would be children who would come, touch you, try to ask for food or money. And as soon as the signal will go green or red, so they would go back to payments and start playing with the empty Coke bottles, tires and everything. That 1-2 incidents of children begging as soon as the signal is red and then going back and playing with those trash made me somehow to think about those children who are there on the streets. So I wanted to work with them. I volunteered with a lot of organizations so that I could work with the street children, but I couldn't find any organization that time. So this is almost 10-12 years back. So then I started on my own, and I worked for 2.5 years without any name, just as an individual capacity I was working.
Did your family support you in any way because you were here from Ranchi in Delhi and trying such a daunting task?
Earlier I was into events. I did my master's in advertising and event management. Mm-hmm. So I was working, and then I started my own event management company. So for initial 5 years, both the things were happening parallelly, and since last 4 years, the event company is almost on the sideline, and it's just Laksham.
Tell us about your family.
My mom and dad, they are in Ranchi, and my mom, she's also a social worker there. My sister, she's in Singapore, and I'm married since last 3 years now, and we are in Delhi.
What influence did your father have on your life?
I think my father was very supportive. He never stopped, both of us being girls, so he never stopped us from doing anything. So he was like, do whatever you want to do, just keep us informed so that if something wrong is happening, we are there with you. So he explained, always never lied to us, because both the children were in Delhi and Bangalore.
How much is the sphere of Laksham now?
Sorry?
How big is Laksham now?
So we are there in 15 states now. So we have 3 programs. One is Laksham Toy Library, which builds across libraries, which is focused on more on toys and books, because the idea started with providing toys and books to all the children, believing that all childhood is special. So we have 19 libraries in 15 states. So in that we have our own centers, followed by collaborations with other individuals, government schools and NGOs. The second is Butterfly, wherein we work with the children. We try to bring the children out of begging, rack picking, any kind of child labor, put them to our center, bridge the gap, then get their documents prepared, and then put them to the formal education system. So through that Butterfly, we have 5 centers. And then third is about women empowerment. That's again 5 centers.
The school that you have built, which is so eco-friendly and low cost and zero maintenance, are you planning to build any replica of it?
Yes,
anywhere
so
else?
we have collaborated with another foundation which is called Holy Cow Foundation, and they have a piece of land in Sangam Vihar. That's again a huge slum cluster in Delhi. So we're planning to build there because we want our women to make a phenyl out of cow urine. So we try to make all our projects on the lines of sustainability. So that's a new project that we are coming under a women empowerment program.
You're talking about women empowerment. Do you find cases of domestic abuse in Laksham?
So not exactly in Laksham, but in the areas where we're working. Plus, almost every second day, third day, we get 2-3 calls on domestic violence because of the number that we have. So we get a lot of calls regarding to domestic violence.
And what does Laksham do about
So
it?
majorly, we're not working and focusing on domestic violence. Our focus area is empowerment through skill building. So then we divert the case to the National Commission.
Okay. How do children react to Laksham's activities now that you have gone and made a difference in their lives in a positive way? Are they enthusiastic? Are they indifferent? Or are they looking forward for another day?
I think the children are very happy and very excited. And if we talk about our centers, in the Ghaziabad center where we started, so there's no school, there was no NGO when we started. So we used to open up at 9 o'clock, but the children used to come around 8:30. They were standing outside the gate to wait so that we can open up the center. So that was the first case where we saw the children want to come to the center and they were there before time. Initially, of course, it's a long process to mobilize them, identify them, convince them and their family. But today, they are more eager to join us.
How has Laksham got its funds?
Because I have my background from events and advertising, so when I started, I only knew event management. So we started raising funds through event management. We created our property events. We started doing fashion shows. And the idea of doing a fashion show was fashion being one industry. It's easy to attract people, raise sponsorships. So then we started with an annual event which is called Fashion for a Cause. And we have been doing that since last 7 years. We have got celebrity support of Anupam Kherji, Boman Irani, Salman Khan in those shows only. So we bring Bollywood, we bring top designers like Rohit Bal, Ritu Kumar and Varun Behel who are part of the show. We don't have models in our show. We make powerful men and women of substance to walk the ramp. Then they all contribute in one way or the other and then we do sponsorships as well.
Do you find difficulty in getting these celebrities?
Initially, yes, but now because the work is there, everything is in place, so it's easy now.
How do you convince them that they are doing this for a noble cause?
I think it's more about luck and God has been very kind. So we approach the celebrity and we tell them this is what we are and this is what we do. So they, of course, do their homework. I think they must be checking the actual groundwork and we have always got a yes.
Rashi, you are very young and the work that you are doing falls on the lines of Gandhian ideals. Has Mahatma Gandhi been an inspiration?
Yes, I stand by the quote, be the change you want to see in the world. And I've also been part of this program which is called Global Action in Poverty. So they do this on Gandhi Ashram, Ahmedabad. So I've been part of that and I think he was one strong person who has changed the entire nation. And if everyone take one trait from him, we all can bring that change.
But why a young person like you is not involved in having a good time, is not involved in shopping, is not involved in globetrotting, is rather going in a slum, gathering children, gathering women? Why?
It's not that I'm not shopping. So that is still part of me. I enjoy shopping. I love traveling. I party as well. I have my own friends. But of course, there is a time that everyone has. I think 80% of people, what they are doing is they're working to make that money so that they can further buy properties, make investments. And I think there's a certain limit. Even if you have 100 crores, 10 crores or 1 crores, you just need food and a basic living that you do. So I think my father has been there and the background that I come from has been enough for me. So I could take that risk to change that society.
Today's youth are often labeled as a very careless bunch of people who don't care much about what's happening in the society. It's, this tag of I, me, myself has been fixed on them. What do you have to say? Because you are one of the youths of today. What do you have to say in the defense of the youth of India? Are they sensitive or do they realize that there are problems in our society?
I think the ratio is 50-50. The youth now has become very sensitive. Half of them are very sensitive. We all have started taking precautions of maybe say no to plastic, be kind to animals, don't damage the environment. But there's another 50% who's very insensitive. So I think it depends on the education system from where we are coming. So I remember I'm part of Devi. So it's a very small memory. I still have that every Saturday it was a mandate for us to get into the Havan and do that. And then whatever the school used to say, it's still there in our head. So education system makes a huge difference to us and the family support, what we teach our children. So today, and thanks to the I think government norms and all, so now every school student, every college student is supposed to do some kind of community service. So we get students from I think most of the Delhi universities, starting from IIT, Khalsa, Lady Shri Ram, SRCC, so they would come and volunteer with us, starting from schools from Sanskriti, DPS, Mothers International, they would also come and volunteer with us. So when they actually see that space at such a young age, so then I think they become more sensitive. And if I talk about my generation, so I'm like 32 today, so that time it was not there. So we were never involved in any kind of volunteer activity during our school days. Even in the college, it was just an option. It was not a mandate. Maybe the thing can be changed from the option of mandate, and then the individual can make that choice.
So you mean to say that given a choice, the youth today is conscientious
Yes.
about bringing a change in the society. What message would you like to give to our listeners?
I think we all should think about social entrepreneurship as the only idea to change us, change things around us. So even I'm trying to make that change. So social entrepreneurs is something wherein you're also making money, but the idea is that you need to make an impact also, because all of us wants to earn money and the youth is working for corporate jobs, businesses that can generate money. But social entrepreneurship has come up with the angle that whatever product or a service you create, think parallelly about the society and the environment and make an impact there, and then you earn money, so then everything would be better. Social entrepreneurship.
Rashi Anand, it has been a pleasure meeting you. It has been a pleasure talking to you. May you have greater power. May you change more lives. Thank you.
Thank you so much.